I made it to the final table of a $12 million poker tournament, and the only players left to beat for a $3 million first prize are my two best friends. With millions of prize money on the line, my closest friends became my toughest opponents. In this video, I'm going to buy into a poker tournament for $100,000, play an all-in pot against Phil Ivey, and ultimately face my best friend Fedor Holz in a showdown to win $3 million. But for any of that to happen, it all comes down to one crucial all-in, where everything is depending on the flip of a coin.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another action-packed day of high-stakes poker from the Principality of Monaco.
So the 100K starting today. We have 120 runners already, so a prize pool will be over $12 million and I think $3 million for the first prize.
Event number 6 here in Monte Carlo, $100,000 buy-in. They're gonna compete for gold and glory and over $3 million.
Online you play against the best players, like all the players here every day basically. And then at Triton you all come together, you play the high stakes. Hey, boss! It is a fun experience, like meeting them in person and battle, and it is a very interesting and fun dynamic where you just have the best players and then some of the most interesting people who just come here and play 100K just for the fun of it.
With the tournament just starting, it's now all about putting yourself into the best situation to make it to the second day.
We had 131 runners in the $100,000 tournament. I was lucky enough to spin the stack up with one interesting hand. I think flop is pretty clear, it's a pure check raise, and then on the turn it becomes tricky. With the ace, I barely have any aces in my range. And then on the river, I check and now he shoves. I was good against 3-6 of hearts. That's it for the day. Eventful day.
With the 40K mystery bounty officially in the books, the 50K in the books, we only managed to get down to 52 last night, a long way from the money still, as that bubble will be at 23 players.
And of the 52 players left, there are also my friends Fedor, Roland and Thomas, making it very likely that on the way to win the tournament, we'll also eventually play against each other.
Alright, day 2 is about to start. We play for 3.1 million. We're gonna jump in right now. So the very first hand against my friend Thomas. On the flop, I think it's a rather clear check raise and then we get it in. I have an overcard to the check. If I had an undercard to the check and the flush draw, I might just call, but with the queen, I do check raise. And then on the turn, I believe I raise most of my check X. So the queen is actually not that great of a card for me. I have some queen 10, queen 9. He now bets 80,000 and I think there I make a mistake. I should have just called instead of shoving. So I think it's just a better check call because he has something like ace 5, ace 6. He has very little equity, so I should have just called. I did shove, he folded. I increased my stack by more than 50% in the first hand. That was a big start.
Now it's a matter of how many unpaired hands are shoving. Like the Broadways, is there suited connectors in there? How low? He's in there though. Great spot for heels.
Sevens have to contend with just one overcard. They block clubs. That will do it. Continues to do so on the turn. The Austrian on his feet. Needs a 6-outer. Otherwise, he's on the outside of this money bubble. Is it there? No. That is the worst feeling in any given tournament. One spot away from 150K plus.
While Thomas busted as the bubble boy of the tournament, Roland and Fedor are both still in. With only a few tables away from the final table, it all looks like we're going to have to play it out against each other for $3 million.
Whew. Spun it back. There were some fun hands, dude. Alright, 15 left. A very eventful last 2 hours. I played some crazy hands against Phil. For me it was fun getting stared down by him, and I played many hands against, I think in Montenegro we played every day together, and Phil is a great guy, so I always enjoy playing against him.
And Ivy gets to double through. Can he fade? Yes!
Fist bump again.
Respect.
Now 38 big blinds, 15 players left. I'm excited and I hope to close it out.
Me and Roland are both on the way to make it to the final. For Fedor, with just moments away, it all comes down to this hand.
3.3 million in the middle. This pot will be for the chip lead. For Fedor, it will be for his tournament life. 9-7-3, and that percentage grows considerably. And now presents an issue as a second joins it on the turn. But he does not find an elimination. And we're down to the final table.
The excitement is through the roof for this one. I mean, Mosbok knows a thing or two about winning gold in Monaco.
We are 9 left in the 100K. This is a very, very exciting final table. $3 million first. These moments are the ones we play for. Now it's time to play it out. Let's see how it ends.
Fedor Holz, Mario Mosbok, Roland Rokita.
Interesting spot for these three. Very close friends. Do a lot of their studying and traveling together. We all know there's no friends at the poker table. To be just 2 cards away from our second elimination. Good luck, chaps. Doesn't find it. I believe I just heard Fedor mention the word break to perhaps have a conversation with the boys, look at some numbers. Can confirm that a deal has finally been made, Brian, after a good 15-20 minutes of negotiations.
4 left, we just made a deal. Peter, Fedor and Michael. It's crazy. Also Peter, one of the Coin Poker friends. Now the pressure's off. I guaranteed 1.6 million, 300 more for the winner plus the title. I really, really want the third title. We're gonna enjoy and play for the win.
How does Mario respond to this check? He's gonna knuckle back. Oh my word. What a disgusting river card dealer. Mosbok rivers trips, Fedor rivers the nut flush, SPR of 0.55. Poker gods being cruel to Mosbok. Snap calls with the trip threes. 5.2 million chip pot going Fedor's way. As always, humble in victory, gracious in defeat. Mario Mosbok, the 2-time champion.
Battling for millions against friends is an incredibly intense and rare experience. Finishing 4th hurts, but I will remember this tournament for the rest of my life. In the final heads-up, Peter was battling it out against the Triton legend, Michael Soiser.
Soiser looking for a jack, and a jack only to stay alive. Can't find it.
Good game, sir. Well played.
Peter is an incredibly deserving champion. To not miss out on any future videos, subscribe now, comment below, and please do us a favor, send this video to your poker group chat.